It's Kringle time. Sit back and relax as we dive into a world of laughter and learning with the Kringle brothers, reminding us that we are better together.
Welcome to Kringle Time, everyone. I'm one of your hosts, Michael, and
I'm the other host, Michael.
yes, it's M&M time.
It's M and oh, now I said we were talking about candy bars.
Yeah,
and I want M and M's.
We were talking about candy bars before the show started, and I really like dark chocolate candy stuff. You know, like dark chocolate Milky Way, dark chocolate Kit Kat.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Nah, have you had that Dubai chocolate?
What?
Dubai chocolate?
Is that goodbye, goodbye, so
No.
long, farewell.
This is Dubai, and it's got like pistachios and stuff in it.
Oh,
It's interesting, but it's not for everybody. But you know what? We got a great viewing audience with us so far here. We have Scott with us and
Bruce,
Ken, and we missed
Dave.
you, Ken, but I hope your wife is doing okay. The Vineyard Santa's with us, and
and
Oliver,
Bill's here
and
with us, and Kane, and
Carl.
Kelly.
Carl Blue Eyes White is with us.
Oh, that's awesome.
Okay. So we had just a
And Ken
wonderful.
is here, and Scott is here.
Oh, and somebody basically says, "Hello, gentlemen." Ooh, we must be in trouble.
Wait, and that's from Michigan Association of Professional Santas.
Yeah,
I
happy
wonder.
Mo-
All right, who's logged into that account? Let's see. It could be Mel, or it could be Stacy.
No, I told Mel, probably Stacy, because Mel's on her way home. She was just at my house here.
Oh yeah, she was getting stuff for the pageant. All right.
Exactly.
Focus. Too many
Focus.
schools going on. All
So
right.
you know what? We had such a fun time this past week, and as some of you who may have joined us last week knew, we were up at Clare, Michigan for our annual Jingle Joy here in the lovely state of Michigan, and we had a great opportunity to not only to get some wonderful training and also to meet my favorite stand-in double, Simon.
Yep.
But we got to basically hear Bob
I
McMasters.
didn't. Now that's the first time that I've heard that Simon the puppet was your stand-in double.
It could be. He's furry. He's slow.
Oh, you're too fun, Sue. Be careful, Sue. All right. And thank you to Bob McMasters for
Yes.
being our instructor for the weekend. That was phenomenal.
So, you know what? We wanted to show a little compilation of everything that went on over the weekend. So, Michael, why don't you go ahead and run that video?
Yeah, I will. So, in other words, it'll give you an idea of if you haven't had a chance to see the rooftop landing reindeer farm, it'll let you see the facilities a little bit there on a small scale. And of course, Dave and Dan, the reindeer there, and some of the things that took place. And so here we go.
my gosh, that was, you know what? That was just so much fun. Now, there are a lot of favorite moments from the weekend, but what was one of your favorites?
I really enjoyed making that puzzle that Joe made.
Oh,
The
yeah,
reindeer puzzle. I
that
had
looked
so much
fun.
fun putting that together. That was
You,
that was one of my favorite moments for
do you
me.
have it handy?
Do I have a handy?
No, do you have it handy so people can
Oh,
see what you made?
I
Ya
forgot.
big goobier.
Yes, here he
There
is.
he is.
My reindeer puzzle. Isn't it awesome?
That is amazing. You did a great job on it.
Thanks, Joe. It was fun. Dan made it with me, and there were some other people that just bought the puzzle, but Joe had all the paint and everything if he wanted to put it together.
Oh,
And
that's
so
cool.
I didn't have any paint at home, so I did that. But that was one of my favorite parts, along with being with people and being with everybody. We had pizza the first night, and
That was fun.
a
That
new pizza
restaurant was
place.
not prepared for that.
It was it was cool.
I
You
mean,
bust tables really well.
yes, I actually bust tables, sat people. I was on the verge of taking orders, but I had to stop.
You were.
I
Wait,
was.
wait, weren't you setting people too?
I was sitting people. I was
Right.
bussing tables. I was going to the kitchen asking things. I was like, I'm working for tip money, baby.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. It was fun, and of course, seeing Steffi was
Oh, that was yep.
Stephanie. I always call her just Steffi for short.
Yeah. Oh, well.
Got my pictures done. For some new promo stuff that I want to do.
And
So
Steph is going to be with us for a few others. I think in July she's going to be at School of Santas in Branson, and
yeah,
then she's going to be up at our Red Sioux Conclave here in Michigan in August.
yeah, she is. Yeah, that's cool. Um, I
And
just thought
it was
just
Ted who logged in underneath Maps, and now he's logged in underneath him, so he knows who he is.
that's good. That
That's good.
was good. It must have been a hand Tourette's thing, but
Oh my goodness! Yeah,
yeah,
see, those were
we
some
won't go there. We won't go there. Oh yeah, yeah.
with some of those things. Those were the unexpected surprises that we got to know.
That was too
But you know
funny.
what? I mean,
And then Dave and Dan did the reindeer election on
mhm.
Saturday, which was phenomenal. And so I set a little something up that we're gonna see.
We're going to try to do this again.
It's Herbie's Frosty Facts Face Off. Brain freezing trivia, giggles guaranteed, and a flurry of fun coming your way.
All right, Herbie. So here's
All
the
right.
Herbie Frosty Facts face off. I
Now,
wanted to
remember, go on. You're
go
supposed to
ahead.
basically figure out if you're smarter than me, which in most cases you are.
Well, and
But
it was to see if you you know, and so what happens is you're going to see two responses. I did true or false tonight, so I tried to keep it simple. And so if you'd lay in the comment section, if you think it's true, you put a hashtag A, and then if you think it's false, you put a hashtag B. So you just type
remember,
that in the comments, and
it
then
has
we
to be
can.
hashtag A or hashtag B, and the hashtag is that little goofy symbol above the number three.
Yeah.
All right, so we're ready to do this.
All
Let's see
right,
what
are
we
you
can do
ready?
here.
And so Herbie hasn't seen these questions beforehand, so let's go ahead and do a Herbie's face off with everybody.
And I didn't even listen to the lecture.
Oh, all right. Reindeer are the only deer species where both the males and the females grow antlers. Don't do your answer yet. Let everybody else have a chance, Herbie, to answer first. So, unless you're influencing them, right? So, true or
I'm using.
false? Reindeer are
I
the only reindeer species where both males and females grow antlers. All right,
have my
Herbie.
thinking hat on.
Now, up
Mm,
at the top, remember there's the little light bulb, and you can choose A or B.
oh, I could choose A or B myself.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I'm going to say A.
All right, you got it?
Yeah, I got it.
And are you ready?
I'm ready.
The answer is true.
Yes.
The answer is true. All right, little quick. Oh, Herbie won, me nothing. I didn't answer it.
Yeah, you didn't answer. But there's a lot of people out there that said B.
Are there some bees?
There are some B's out there. Santa Ellen,
Well,
out in
don't say
Virginia.
who pumped bee. You don't
Well,
want to.
I'm saying everybody who got a B here. Carl White. Oh yeah. So, oh
All
yeah.
right.
There's some B's in there. All right. What's the next
No,
one? I'm
that's
doing good
true.
so
Now,
far.
now, the timing of when the antler falls off is a different gig. So
Well,
males will fall off at the beginning of winter, and females keep theirs through winter. So just as a
Well,
FYI.
while we're talking about antlers, one of the things I discovered because for whatever reason, the reindeer named Lucy really liked me, and would let me pet her for a long period of time.
Yeah.
But now that the antlers have the velvet on them, did you know that their antlers are very sensitive?
Yeah. They'll jerk back if you touch them now.
Right. So it's kind of like your fingernails, you know? It's kind of like when your fingernails are just starting to grow, they're sensitive. And then when they get hardened, they basically end up going. All right. What's the next one?
All right, next question. Reindeer are the only deer species.
We
Wait,
just did that
we
one.
just did that one. All right.
We did
Hey,
that one too.
come on, I'm hitting it.
We only got one answer.
This hurts me like a bike without a seat. All right,
Oh, no, we don't want that
let me
happening.
let me I'm gonna I showed there. I showed that. All right, maybe that's why. Oh, all right. I'm going to skip that one. Maybe we can go to the next one. All right.
Okay.
In the summer, their hoofs get spongy for soft mud, and in the winter, they shrink to help them grip the ice better.
Oh, I'm going. Oh, that's a. I wish I would listen to the lecture.
And is people voting on that one?
Well, I don't know because I'm way down here. No, yeah, people are voting.
All right, good. Hashtag A for true. Hashtag B for false. Are we ready to show the answer?
Yeah, I think so.
It's true.
Oh, I got that one wrong.
Oh, so you're 1-1.
I'm 1-1.
All right, here we go. The
Oh my
last
goodness,
one.
this is crazy now. Okay, tiebreaker here
All
right
right,
now.
this is it, Herbie. This is for half of the banana.
Just how was that the peel?
Well, don't you find it appealing?
I do.
All right,
All
here we
right,
go.
what do we got here?
All right, changing eyes. A reindeer eye changes color with the season. During the sunny summer, their eyes are golden, a beautiful dark brown, but in the dark winter, they turn a bright blue, which helps them see better in the dark.
Ooh.
So is it kind of cool to think that, brown and then turn blue? All right, give people a chance to.
Oh yeah, I think a lot of people may have gotten this one right.
All right, are you ready for the results, Herbie?
Let's see what it is.
What did you vote?
I voted true.
And the answer,
Is blank.
oh, I accidentally hit the. I messed it up. It's true. All right, let's get out of here.
Well, yeah. Well, it is funny.
It's true. I just so all of those answers were true, but yeah, I made it try to make it easier on you to
But
see.
the funny part too is because a lot of people who when I do Christmas and July events, I don't put the blue contacts in, and I just go with my normal eye color. And then when they see me again at Christmas, now I have the blue eyes, and I tell them I learned just like the reindeer,
Just like the reindeer.
and my eyes changed to allow me to see in the winter nights. So
funny.
that's awesome. Now, there was some really great story. And one of the fun parts too is watching people share around the campfire.
Yes.
And it was just so much fun to listen to some funny stories, some sad stories. But it was really nice to see people open up, not only about their season, but about them as well. And I think that's truthfully what I think Jingle Joy is. It is a great opportunity to learn, to enjoy one another, but at the same time too, it's the fellowship, because I'm under the impression you learn more from talking to your fellow performers than you really sometimes do in class.
Well, that's because it's back to that people in the trenches with you, and so. But one of the things that I love about the story time and everyone sharing is I try to make mental notes of those stories, because when I'm in the season and I'm completely alone, then I recall on it, because I may feel alone, but I'm not alone. There's, what I mean? So you're there with me, kind of thing.
But we've talked about that in the past too, is if anything out there in the wonderful world of the Christmas performers, it's always good maybe to try to find a kindred spirit that you can actually call, whether you're traveling or you got a long drive. just so you can help unwind and maybe talk out a few things. I know Michael and I, we do this quite often because we both have a very long ride between some gigs.
Yeah.
And it's just fun to basically air different things that may have worked, may not have worked, but it gives you that chance to get that sounding board.
Yeah, or what you think works, and then like my elf crashing to the ground. You know?
Oh my
Like,
goodness.
oh my gosh, that was
To this day I'm still dramatized by that.
so. All right,
So
awesome. So what else stood out? What else stood out to you? I told you that I love doing the reindeer, making the elves, and the puzzle. How about you? What was something that stood out personally on a personal note for you?
cops and donuts.
Oh yeah, that was for. I put that picture in there. Cops and donuts was fun. I did that for Mike Connor.
Oh, good. No, because we've been going to Jingle Joy up at the reindeer farm for like the last 3 years, and everybody's talked about it, and I never had an opportunity to go up there. So this year, I was determined to actually get there at least one time, and I'll tell you what, brothers and sisters, boys and girls out there, if you're in Clare, Michigan, you need to stop there. The donuts are amazing. The donut holes, they had this cherry chip one that was so good. What was
Yeah.
that other one that you really liked? Was it the cherry one that you liked?
Oh, they do a cherry fritter.
Yeah, well, cherry fritter. They also did an apple fritter, but it was amazing. But again, the love, you could feel the love at the reindeer farm. I mean, Dave and Danny, the whole family came out. They welcomed us. They basically took time out of their day to answer questions, and just talk. And they even took part in the story time as well too. And that's again, also too, as I found out that I can shove 8 marshmallows in my mouth and still say Chubby Bunny.
Oh yeah, we played Chubby Bunny. That was really
So
fun.
I am now the reigning champion of Chubby Bunny. So I'm waiting to hear all comers
The
coming and play here.
2026 Jingle Joy champion. That would be fun if I did that every year, and then maybe I'll make a little trophy or something, a little plaque.
A little necklace.
Chubby. Oh, my 3D printer comes next week. Maybe I'll do a Chubby
There
Bunny.
you go. We'll do a Chubby Bunny award. So again, if you're interested, and maybe if you really want, we could even revive this at Red Sioux Conclave.
No, let's save it for Jingle Joy.
Just Jingle Joy. There you go. So if you want to take me on, Chubby Bunny, see you next year at Jingle Joy.
Well, I want to go ahead and run our dad joke because then I got
Yes.
something else to share after that. All right. So
Perfect.
here's this week's dad joke.
What's the fastest way for a reindeer to travel? By icicle. Merry Christmas.
You know,
I love Charlie's laugh.
but you know what's funny too is these dad jokes. Last week, as some of you may have heard, we were actually gifted with a wonderful, wonderful little gift, and it's emergency dad jokes. Just for when we need that little bit to get you going, we now have the proper tools to make this happen.
So thanks to Kathy Fick, we have some extra dad jokes. I'm going to save this one for the last one. Yep. All right, here we go. All right. What do you call a pony with a sore throat?
What do you call a pony with a sore throat? A little horse?
You know, you got it. All right.
Well,
All right,
that's
we
almost
should do this to see. We should see if people in the chat. You can respond to this one. We'll see if you get it. All right.
okay.
The past, the present, and the future all walk into a bar. What do you think? What do you think the response is? Everyone in the chat. What do you think the response is? So the past, the present, and the future walk into a bar. The response is
No one's responding.
not yet. Maybe this wasn't a good one to do with that one. It was tense.
Oh yeah, we need to stop now.
All right. All right. One
That's
more.
that's almost as bad as mine. That a tennis ball rolls into a bar and the bartender asks the tennis ball, "Have you been served?"
Why don't oysters donate to charity?
Oh, let's see if anybody can get this one.
This was a little easier to respond to. Why don't oysters donate to charity? All right.
Sal and Allen says they watch the Kringle Brothers.
Why don't they donate to charity? They watch us. Ah. Come on, Charlie. I know you can get this one. All right, no responses.
Something about a goo time. Kevin, I think you may have forgotten the letters. Are we talking about slime here?
Oh, slime's fun. I love slime.
Slime is too. To me, that's reindeer spit.
All right,
with
so why
sparkles.
don't oysters donate to charity?
Because they're a little shellfish.
They're shellfish.
Oh, Ted got a good one. They clam up.
Ah, good. That's a good guess. They clam up. I love it.
Oh,
Louis
Louise
got it.
Yeah,
Good
Louis
job,
got it
Louis.
up there. I like to think so. But that was kind of the fun things. Now, Bob did an excellent job teaching, and we had a couple guest lecturers as well. Randall and Santa Mel, thank you so much. But
Yes.
what nuggets of wisdom did you get? What is something that you learned that you didn't know before?
That I learned that I didn't know before. Randall, I liked some of Randall's items on his checklist. In other words, one that's just a good practical rubber meets the road. Don't forget, don't forget, don't forget. And with me, sometimes it's easy to forget. So I really like the checklist that he handed out, so that way I can go back and look at that. So how about you?
For me, I guess the one that piqued my interest the most was actually a little bit about the ethics. It's
Okay.
something that you don't really hear much, and you just take for granted. But there's so many different things. There's so many different kinds of people that are actually in this business.
Yeah.
That is. So Ted says he learned that Herbie can hold 8 marshmallows in his mouth
Without chewing.
without chewing, and I still had room for more.
Yeah, that's right.
So.
Yeah.
But no, like I said, it was a great class. It was a great session. I also learned there's many people that went up there that can't throw a snowball.
Oh my gosh, yeah. Who was it? I think it was Ted's table started the snowball fight.
Oh yeah, Ted's table that it just bounced all over the place. But you know what? In all honesty, it was fun. And we also have to give a special thanks to Charlie for setting up all the AV stuff for us,
Yes.
playing the music and putting up with the torture, and also all
helping me with door prizes.
and all those people who donated door prizes. It was truly amazing, and thank you so much from the president of MAPS. I really do appreciate everything you guys done.
So let's do this. We're getting close. Let's go ahead and run our thank yous for those people that contribute to the TNL network. And then I know that you've got a great topic that you'd like to touch on.
Just something we could talk about. So let's run the commercials and go from there.
All right.
Since 1948, one suit defined Santa. Designed by Charles W. Howard and worn by the world-famous Santa Claus School. Worn for presidents, movies, parades, and the most magical moments in families' lives. This is not a costume, but finely tailored, hand-sewn clothing made in the USA. With expert cleaning, restoration, and storage services available, Santa & Company, LLC makes Santa magical.
Are you going crazy managing clients, contracts, and invoices? Kringle Tracker is here to help you. Stay organized with ease. Keep your sanity in check with Kringle Tracker's intuitive tools to effectively manage your schedule and clients. Our seamless, customizable contract system allows you to tailor your contracts to you and your clients' needs. Prepare for tax time like a pro by tracking your income and expenses and generate reports to make it a breeze. Transform your Claus business by signing up for a free 20-day trial. Kringle Tracker was created by a Claus for the Claus community so you can focus on making magical memories for your clients. Head over to kringletracker.com and sign up for your free trial today.
That's so
Ooh.
much fun.
Thank you, everyone. Thank you, Larry and
Sam
Sam
and
and
Kringle
Roger.
Tracker. Oh
Yeah,
yeah.
we appreciated it a lot.
So one of
So
the
you
one of
had
the
some good conversations.
Yes, I mean there was some late nights, but good conversations. But I had a conversation with the Santa, and I want to reach this out to the Santa community and try to get your opinion on this as well. One of the items that the gentleman brought up to me was, with all these different opportunities for training, do you find that it's going more or less into a transactional process rather than maintaining the stewardship and the guardianship and being benevolent? Now, let's first, of course, let's
Define
what's
that a
your
little bit more for me, so I
yeah,
know
and
where we're going.
that's just it. I'm just trying to basically go ahead and get a good definition for you, and that would simply be, let's see here. I don't know.
Well, when you
Um,
say benevolent, I think of giving, like to the poor or giving to unfortunate or supporting, you know.
well, let's look at like that. Okay, benevolence sits at the center. Now, basically, what you're doing is being benevolent is putting the experience of the child and or the family above their own comfort, ego, or personal expression.
Okay.
So, what I guess a good example would be is, I'm just going through my notes here real quickly because it's just like with anything else here is, okay, so let's do this. Have you ever walked into a room and all of a sudden you just see that you have this long line and your first thought was, all right, let's get through this. Not because you don't care, but because the clock is ticking.
Yeah.
Now, what I see is in some of the Santa schools that are out there anymore, it's basically teaching efficient practices, canned responses, no longer basically looking at the true meaning of the experience itself. No more trying to develop that little personal contact. It's one of these things. Hi, how are you? Merry Christmas. What would you like for Christmas? Oh, that's wonderful. We'll see what we can do for you. Now let's turn around and smile and get a picture. All right. Thank you for coming. See you soon at Christmas, and don't forget the milk and the cookies. And you say that 85 times just to get through the line. And Bill says, I think it's the meeting the needs of those who we meet, at least with the schools I have been to. And that's an interesting point, Bill. But I think also, at the same time too is, I know, Michael, you do this quite often. And go ahead and describe your visit when you actually end up meeting a child, say, at Great Wolf Lodge.
Well, I think I have a little bit more flexibility from, I'm going to say, management. In other words, it's a fine line. We're really talking, I think, a fine line, because if the line's large and your boss is pushing you, I mean, that's hard to control. You can't, and so, but when I have, people that come through me at the lodge, some of the visits with children are longer than other visits. And some of that's driven by the child. And also some of it's driven by what I'm sensing or what I'm aware. One of the things I've gleaned so much from Ted was situational awareness. In other words, no one's the same. I think what happens, this is one of those, I'm shotgunning you for a second. I'm going to come back to that the line, okay? I think we try to produce car parts. In other words, here's my quality. I want to raise the quality and I want to get out as much as possible. But people aren't car parts. And children aren't that way. And so everyone is unique and everyone is special. So taking that part of it, coming back to the line, I have to feel that out and work on creating that magical moment and that connection with them. Sometimes that's easier to do than other times. And so, but in a sense, that's an internal goal for me, is to always make that connection. Am I making sense with that? Example would be a family of, there was like 6 children, all came up, And so you're kind of going, how you all doing? Some teenagers, some real young ones, and teenagers are helping with the younger ones, and you're going through the list, and how's everybody doing? And they're all chatting and loving, right? And there was one little girl that wasn't saying a word, and I tried to talk to her, with the brothers and sisters and all the chaos that was going on the stage, and she never talked. And I went, okay, right? And then they left, and then they got the little gift that the lodge got for them, and they went through, and I noticed the mother sign language to that child. So I then, like my mind was going, a deaf child. Immediately stopped. Hello, Santa was just so happy to see you. Right. And so then turned in and started signing to the mom. The mom then went to the child and said, Santa's talking with you. And literally took a moment with distance there and talked to the child. And then they got back in line again. And then I had a much better visit with that child, because at first, with all the group of family, I didn't know that she was deaf. So that gives you time. If I was pushed, I wouldn't have stopped and signed, to that child, and then made that moment. And they came back through the line 4 times that weekend, to talk to them. So see, that was benevolent to me, but not everyone got that time, but I had to read that out. Am I making sense with that?
No, you're making. I mean, for me, you're making really good sense with it, because I guess what I'm trying to get to is, I'm just reading some of these comments. I feel that these 2 kinds of Santa schools, one of them are for the chair Santas, and a very few of them are for the home visit in small groups. But you have to know how to do both. And I agree with you. One of the things I just want to get through, a lot of people look at benevolence as basically doing something, and sometimes it goes along the lines of being free. And I think sometimes with some of the Santa schools that are out there, not all of them, and as Ted pointed out, you may only get 30-40% of the Santas who attend schools and classes, because a lot of people don't understand everything that goes into it. They much just rather throw in a suit and go. But the one I guess where I'm trying to look at this, and it goes the difference, and let me just read this here, is I don't want to upset the scale. I mean, each of us deserves some type of monetary compensation just because of the energy, the time, and the equipment that we put into this in order to maintain it. But what I'm trying to get to is it's the moment that the audience getting paid allows you to do the work, but the moment the audience feels like they're part of the process instead of being part of the moment, something's been lost. And what I mean by from a transactional drift is, again, as I said, rushing those interaction, focusing on the number of people that you see. Now, not just in a line sitting at a chair, but how many of us heard about these Santas who do 200 visits in a season, and they're basically working themselves to nonstop? Is it just because you want to provide a moment with a family, or are you just looking to pat your bottom line? Another one is losing patience. And I'll be honest, I'm at fault of that last year. I lost my patience with a group of children, and teens? I did a few. They were preteens and they were teens. I mean, they weren't on the believer stage, and they were really being obnoxious. And I did a few things that, thinking back and talking to Michael and meditating on that situation, I knew I was in the wrong. But again, also defaulting to repetition without presence. At Jingle Joy, I made this comment, and see if you agree with it, Michael. I can teach anybody improv with 2 words. And those 2 words are simply listen and be truthful.
Listen and truthful.
That's the entire foundation of improv. And it's also the foundation of acting, because you have to actually put yourself into the presence of that. And when we become more transactional, we're no longer putting ourselves in that moment. We're no longer putting ourselves into the presence of the family. All we're doing is looking at the environment and going, okay, I just got to get through this. It's 3 more hours, 2 more hours, or something along those lines. And also, I think too is some of the Santa schools are spending so much more time, on the business side of this endeavor rather than focusing on maybe some of the more higher qualities, such as audience awareness, improvisation, storytelling, and how to develop by listening those answers to those hard questions.
I think, do you feel that when you're saying benevolence and you're evaluating yourself, you're assessing yourself, so do you think it's an internal attitude?
Well, yes, I do, because for me, benevolence is basically doing something without ego, without personal gain towards you. If we go back and look, okay, let's look at it like this then. Do you feel that a large percentage of Santas are moving away from the foundations of Saint Nicholas about giving unknowingly? Again, let's take of the 3 gold sacks with the 3 daughters.
Mm-hmm.
He did that and didn't want the accolades. He didn't want it wasn't a boost for ego. He did it honestly to help.
Now, those who don't know about the 3 sacks of coins, why don't you do a Reader's Digest version, a short version of that story, so that way anyone that's listening doesn't know it, you know what St. Nicholas did.
The one of the main reasons for St. Nicholas, and it's also one of the foundations of being a clause performer, is there was a gentleman who was a wealthy individual who lost his fortune. Well, St. Nicholas actually had a fortune.
And his wife, too.
Yeah. Well, no, his wife wasn't there. His wife
I thought his wife passed away and he was alone.
His wife passed away. He was alone with his 3 daughters. Now, these 3 daughters were of marrying age. However, in order to marry and find a proper suitor, they had to have a dowry. Well, the gentleman could not afford the dowry, and the young ladies would be actually sent into
prostitution or,
let's say, prostitution
slavery,
or working girl type atmosphere. Well, St. Nicholas heard about this, so at night, under the cloak of darkness, he wanted to basically give each one of the girls a pouch of gold. Well, the story goes he threw it to the window, and they were drying their socks at the fire, and they inadvertently landed in the socks. So when the girls awoke in the morning, they found their gifts in their socks. Now, he did this for 3 days or 3 nights or for 3 weeks, and on the very last night, St. Nicholas was actually discovered by the father. And the father wanted to share this wonderful side of St. Nicholas with the entire city, the entire world. And what St. Nicholas responded was, please, don't tell anyone. And I guess what I'm trying to say is he was doing something not to boost himself up, not to show how great he was or how benevolent. He was just there to basically be in the moment. He wanted to share something with someone else, but not be known for it.
Yeah, see, that was the whole thing. I want to do this in secret.
Right.
So I'm going to do it at the cloak, at night. So no one can notice. And like anything else, on the 3rd time he did it, he gets busted. And of course, he begs the father not to tell him. And well, since we know the story, we know how well that turned out.
Right. But I mean, again, though, it also goes down to the same thing, too, and I don't know about you, but I mean, it's coming to a point now people wouldn't recognize me if I shaved everything all up, because it's been a few years since I was clean shaven. But I miss being able to not be Santa 360 because of the simple. I mean, somebody that has the waiter beard like you, Michael, and stuff like that would actually say, when we go to different places, are we being benevolent, or are we being ego seeking when we go and we start performing, or we start basically working a crowd? Are we doing it to boost our egos? And I think for me is, I don't even think about that. I think what I'm just trying to do is share the wonderful world of the North Pole and Santa and all his family and friends up there.
Yeah, like St. Nicholas, I think that the attitude of, let me do things in secret. And sometimes you get caught, or sometimes you do things non-secret because you want it to encourage those who might see it so that they might do it. You know what I mean? There's such a balance, and I think it's an internal clock that you have to answer to yourself, and to look at, and I think the important thing is making sure, what's my driving motive. That internal clock, what's pushing me. If I'm constantly thinking about money or thinking about those types of things, I don't think you're really successful to the place. It's balance, because it's like I do pro bono visits and I do things that are giving, but I also very thankful for those visits that I get paid for, so that way it doesn't come out of my normal budget, which is very tight. As a retired person, you're on a fixed income, right? And with inflation the way it's going, Santa helps me to be able to do Santa, to all of the children in the different places. But it's the internal driving force that, and that can only be assessed by the person themselves.
Right.
I don't think I could completely assess that of you. I mean, it's like one of those, you've heard me say, what do you respect? In other words, when I taught computers, I wanted kids to respect the computer. But how do I test for that? And there's no way, So then I look at things like, well, they didn't hit the computer when they come in. They didn't get mad and shove it. They didn't poke it with a pencil. They pushed their chairs in. They shut it down properly. I mean, I went through all of these things of how they cared for it, and then I said, then I assume that caring was its respect for it, And so I think that we look at, I can't tell you if you are really being benevolent or you care about something. I can see the fruit of this that's out here. And so the fruit that I see, I'm going, oh, like an apple. Oh, that must be an apple tree. Oh, that must be benevolent. That must be caring. That must be sharing and love. But the internalness of it, I think that you have to judge that yourself. Hopefully I'm making sense with that.
Well, yeah, you are making it clear, but I also believe too is that when we get around groups of people at different conferences and different get-togethers, and you start listening to people's story, you can also gauge what type of performer they are, because you can look at the importance of it. Meaning, which is, I'm just looking, a lot of men have white beards, but not a lot wear all the red and red are. So I think it has a lot to do on purpose. I agree with you, Kevin, as well, too. Also what Charlie said, as well as Ted. But I guess what I'm trying to do is, when you listen to people and all you're doing is they're just giving you a laundry list of different things that they've done, and it sounds more like they're boosting their ego, but they're not really talking about the interactions that they actually had with a family or with a child.
So instead of so that part of that fruit is going, hearing the speech that focuses on the tender moments or that interaction moments, compared to, oh, I've done this, I did this gig, I did this gig. Is that
Right?
right? Am I understanding you correctly?
Yes, and what I'm trying to also too, maybe this would be a better way to say it. I much rather talk to a Santa, for instance, who maybe said work like 50 visits in a given season, but each one of those visits actually had a moving foundation to them, rather than talk to a Santa who has 150 visits, but they're more like the Henry Ford of the Santa world.
Yeah.
It's like you could have any kind of visit you want, but it's all going to be basically the same thing. And it's one thing if you're working, say, at a theme park, and that's required of the show. You have your requirements because of this. But again, it also means too is that every Kane Smith says, yes, I've seen a lot of bragging about quantity. I think it misses the point. And that's, I guess, my point I'm just trying to say here, Kane, is when we talk about being benevolent, we have to basically forego our own egos. We have to basically say, look, it's not about me. What is the magic? I mean, I look at it this way. You tell a wonderful story about a visit here last year. I think it was even after Christmas, when the family hired you to actually go on a sleigh ride with the family.
Oh yeah, in January. Oh,
and
my God.
you could have got there, and you could have actually taken pictures and got yourself on the sleigh with these wonderful horses and did all this before the family got there. But you made it a point. It was all about you. It was, and I mean, I mistake that. It was all about them. You wanted to make sure the children had the most wonderful experience they've ever had in their life. You wouldn't say, okay, this is my spiel. Let's. What do you want? Well, okay, did you like what I brought you for Christmas? Let's sing a couple Christmas songs. And do you have any questions? Okay. Then everybody just sits there and everybody breaks out their phone. You kept it engaging. You were actually living the moment. And there'll be some Santas or some Christmas performers out there who will just go, okay, you paid me to do this. That's just all I'm doing. If we get done fast, then that's it. I'm not doing anything more. But if, by doing it the right way, you will actually make a lasting impression on those children and on that family.
Yeah.
And I think that's it. As avatars of generosity, our actions should speak loudly. And yay, this is a great name too. Yay, Santa. Y-A-Y, Santa.
I like it.
I love it. That's awesome. But I would love
like
to hear.
that, avatars of generosity. I've never heard that.
Yeah.
I really like that. Yeah.
And again, no, I do like some of the things that I'm actually reading online and with some of the information that some Santa schools are putting out, where we're starting now to address the teachings. And even I have done that too now with some writing I've been doing, is we're now the stewards of tradition. Because Santa's been around for a very long time, and most of the traditions that people work with all revolve around the Christmas performer.
Yeah.
And once we actually mistake that loss of being those stewards and it becomes more transactional, then it just becomes, I think for me, honestly, it starts to destroy the magic that the children feel, and it helps promote an early end of the believability.
Yeah, it's hard. It's like, how do you judge heart?
Well,
It's one of those, because what your level is different than my levels, and yeah.
And Carl made a very good point. The opening words of Rick Warren's book, A Purpose-Driven Life, are, it's not about you.
Yeah.
And I think that's the true point about a lot of different things here. We have to remember. All this training, all this stuff, all you people that are joining us tonight looking for a laugh, looking for insight, or just looking for help. That's why I think when Michael came up with the thing, we're better together. And I think that truly fits this area, because if we're all promoting each other and we're all helping each other make the moment, then we're making it better for everyone else.
Yeah.
Because I could go and see some of Michael's people, and Michael could come and see mine. The magic is still going to be there, but at the same time too, because we know it's not about us, it's about the importance of making it believable for the family.
We're going to have to keep talking on this. So I look at the
Yeah.
clock a little bit, and I want to honor the time and different things, and we're not going to be able to solve this in one conversation.
Well,
One thing I can do
What's
in
that?
one conversation is we can play trivia. Thanks.
We can
to
do
Wade and
trivia.
Charlotte, and we can bless somebody.
All right, and then I will go back because there's one comment that John made that I just want to bring up too.
All right, bring that up first.
No, we'll just do this here. Okay, well, the comment was, so are you more concerned for the schools to lose the tradition or to move towards the attitudes of the moment? John, that's a very good question. And I think in all honesty, I think some of the other Santas in the chat actually said it too, that this could be looked at in a variety of different ways, from being on a chair, from being sitting in a mall, to being a predominantly photography or doing home visits or working theme parks. I think what really truthfully people have to come to understand that it's great to have some canned responses, especially when we do talk about those hardest questions that children may ask. But at the same time too, is I think some of these schools should actually spend a little bit more time with improvisation and acting skills to allow them to live in the moment. As Meisner, a renowned acting coach, once said, is to be an actor is to live the truth, but in an imaginary circumstance. And being a Christmas performer, your entire character performance is an imaginary world, but you have to remain truthful in that. And that means to listen and to interact or to react to what is given there and not be so dependent upon the what if aspects. And what I mean by, I can ask you right now, if a child comes up to you and says, hey, what's my address? And use one of those challenge questions, and then you spit off, your address is on the roof in Elfish, or, I have this or this. I think in all honesty, what you need to look at too is, one, look at the age of the child that's actually addressing you by living in the moment, addressing that moment, and not just keep using canned answers, because you can either destroy the child's belief or you're just going to confuse them so much.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, I just had a memory go through my head. I may have to save it.
No problem. So let's go ahead and do trivia right now. Because again, I did not mean to make this go off on this too, but
it's good. Here we go.
Since its founding in 2004, Santa's Closet has been committed to providing unique, high-quality accessories for Santa, Mrs. Claus, and the entire Claus community. Our mission is to deliver exceptional customer service and outstanding value, offering competitive pricing and a wide selection of products designed to enrich the Claus experience.
All right, all my trivia experts out there, just remember the rules are, please try not to use any type of electronic devices to come up with the Answers. This is just for fun. It's not like we're giving out $1 million, but instead, Santa's Closet is donating a prize of their choice. So if you are today's winner, please email us at the kringlebrothers2@gmail.com.
Pull that up just so they can see it.
You can pull that up. So remember the email, kringlebrothers2@gmail.com. You can also use this email address to reach out to us at any given time. Also, please remember that we cannot ship overseas. If you would like, and when I mean overseas, we can't ship to Canada or Mexico, unfortunately New Zealand, or anywhere out of Europe. However, if you do have a person here that lives in the United States that would be more than willing to send it to you, then by all means, go ahead and answer. If you are today's winner, please email us, include your name, your address, and your shirt size.
All right, are we ready?
I think we are. So
you get your eyes on the comment.
Let me bring up this. All right, I'm ready to go.
All right, here we go. Tonight's question is, in The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe movie or book, what is the first sign that the White Witch's reign is over?
And it's not because you couldn't produce Turkish Delight.
Oh, I love Turkish Delight.
I never had it, but okay. Let's see what
I
we
have
got
to
here.
get it for you. Linda gets it. For her students, it's like an annual thing she does for them.
Oh, perfect. So, in The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe, what was the first sign that the White Witch's reign is over?
Doom, 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 doom. We got some thinking going on.
We got something going. The creek starts to flow. Well, no, John, that's not quite it, but I do like that. Diane has it here. So let's make sure Diane has Diane won before? No, she has not. Wonderful.
No. So in The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe, what's the first sign that the witch's reign is over? The return of Father Christmas. Father Christmas.
All the Christmas.
That's awesome. So Diane, if you would, please send us your first and last name and your mailing address to kringlebrothers2@gmail.com. And please remember to put your shirt size down, your t-shirt size, because sometimes Wayne and Scarlett, they give a t-shirt away. And so we want to make sure that we send the right size to you.
Well, I love Kelly. She melts.
She what?
She melts.
Oh yeah, she melts. She does. But when she says that, I think of the Wicked Witch. Melty. Yeah, the Wizard of Oz witch melts too.
Right. Yep. The evil Wicked Witch of the West here. Well, just to show you some other examples, Michaels, John says, I think we should revisit this topic. There's a lot to unpack here, and it's great
Yeah.
food for thought.
Sandy too said that comment. I
Sandy
saw
said we should bring
Sandy.
it at Red Soup Conclave, and then we have all our answers going in.
So let's see. Oh, we
But
did
that,
good. So anything last minute? Anything you
well,
want to say last minute, Michael?
you know, just last minute too is, you know, if you're interested, up here in Michigan, the first full weekend, which I believe is August 1st and 2nd, up in Saginaw, Michigan, we're having our annual Red Sioux Conclave. This is a 2-day training session or a day and a half training session, which is completely free.
And that's
that,
it's Maps' gift back to the community, because we realize not everyone has the money to be able to attend some of the schools. So, but we want to make sure, that everyone has that opportunity to learn and to grow, because we're better together. So,
and the only
participate
cost
with it.
incurred with it is your room and any food that you would like to eat. But other than that, the training course is free. All you need to do is go to the Maps Facebook page. You'll be able to find a link to go ahead and register. We do ask you to register so we can at least get a head count, but just remember the cost is absolutely free.
Yeah, I like it.
Okay, and what else? What else you got, Michael?
Nope, I think, that's it. I mean, there's stories that were going through my head at the end, but we don't have time, to share those and examples. And I guess if I had to finish thing, we share our own personal things maybe that we've done, and hoping that there'll be examples, not to go, hey, we're perfect. Trust me, I make tons of mistakes.
Like I said,
you can ask my Linda, my wife. She'll tell you that this is not a perfect Santa. But I do know one thing. I know my heart wants to bless people and love people. I do know that.
And I think that is the most important thing. When we talk about being a Christmas performer, I know, at least for me, I don't view it as a job or a task or something that I feel compelled to do. It's a vocation. It simply is something that it moves your heart to be able to give back. And I think that's the most important thing, is once this stops being a emotional, and maybe that's not the right word, once it stops moving your heart in the right direction, then maybe it's time to start evaluating whether or not this is something to continue for yourself.
Well, let's talk more.
We will.
We'll do this again, and we'll touch base with it, because I think it's an important thing. I think evaluating and growing and being, you've heard me say, being a lifelong learner, that's an important thing. So, may your days be jolly and your heart shine bright.
And may the magic of Christmas fill every aspect of your life.
And remember to be good for goodness sake.
And always spread joy and share kindness to all you see.
Blessings, everyone. Thanks so much for watching tonight. Afterglow party.
Well, you know what? One thing we didn't do, Michael?
What?
We didn't thank the wonderful people that help us bring this out to each and every one of you. So thank you to the TNL production team.
There, I just proved that I don't remember everything.
Well, that's okay. But thank you, Bob, Scott, Spangle, and Angela, for all you do for the TNL family and all the wonderful shows that you bring out for Claus performers to learn. To our wonderful contributors.
Yep, Larry, Sam, and Roger.
And Wade and Scarlett.
Yep, awesome.
And also a major big thank you to our lovely wives, Linda and Stacy.
Yeah, without them,
I would be lost.
I'd be really messed up.
Yeah,
more than I am.
I think you and I would probably be living in a van, but
That just made me think of Scooby Doo.
Exactly. That's We'd be Shaggy and Scooby. That's what we'd be doing
Rock on
too.
rock, Rocky.
And also, again, a big thanks to each one of you for joining us, for allowing us to learn, allowing us to share. And again, if you do have anything that you'd like to talk about or you'd like to express additional information, always email us at kringlebrothers2@gmail.com. And always remember to, if you haven't done so and you just heard us rattle on, always remember to follow us or to subscribe. And that way you'll be made known when we're back